Welcome back to the workshop. Today is Friday, April 21st. I just got back from what's probably going to be my last long work trip for quite a while, which means I get to get a lot done here in the workshop. And when I came home, I expected that I would find waiting for me the replacement parts for the vertical stabilizer rear spar. And they were here, but there was also another package from Vans that I wasn't expecting, and I was very happy to find out that almost all of the back-ordered parts for the empennage kit have arrived, with the exception of a few of these rod end bearings. These rod end bearings are what will ultimately attach the rudder to the vertical stabilizer, the elevators to the horizontal stabilizer. There are 7 in total. One of them is just slightly longer than the other 6. I have the long one. The 6 shorter ones are on back order. I did get an email today that indicates that those other 6 might be coming sooner than I had expected. But the important thing is that with the parts that I do have, I got all of the attached brackets for the horizontal stabilizer and the vertical stabilizer, as well as the flange bearing that needs to be riveted between these 2 brackets for the center of the horizontal stabilizer. With all of that, I will be able to complete the rear spars of both of those assemblies, and those will be completely buttoned up. No more riveting left to do. All that will be left to do is thread in and bolt in the rod end bearings to connect the control surfaces to the stabilizers. And then ultimately, whenever I decide to do it, the fiberglass fairings and tips, which I'm probably going to power through the wings before I get to that. A lot of people like to save all the fiberglass work to do at the same time. But anyways, I'm very excited. I do need to kind of knock this stuff out relatively quickly. I don't want to drag it out for a couple of weeks, because with my shipment, I also ordered a Pro Seal tank sealant that has an expiration date on it. And so I want to get cracking on the wings within the next week, so I can get to the stage of building the fuel tanks without any threat of running out of the expiration time on the Pro Seal. So that's the update on the back-ordered items. What I'm going to do today is just get started on prepping the rear spar and the rear spar doubler for the vertical stabilizer, the parts that I had to reorder. But now when I put it together, probably tomorrow after the primers had a chance to cure, I'll be able to put it together completely, which means attaching the riveting on the attached brackets, which also means that I'll be able to completely close it out and rivet the skin to the spar. So I'm very happy that it worked out like this, and the timing couldn't be better. So thanks for watching. If you have any comments or questions, leave a remark. I want to know what it is that you're curious about that maybe I'm not covering. But other than that, thanks for watching, and stay tuned.
So this is back to the beginning with the vertical stabilizer spar. What you saw me doing there was just trying to flatten it out a little bit. It's pretty curved when you get it, and rolling it along the edge of the table and working at it slowly, you can see it sitting nice and flat there. But yep, all of the edge finishing kind of all over again. And then here it's clecoing the whole thing together with the reinforcement fork and the attach bracket so that all of that stuff can be final size drilled. I don't think there's any match drilling in any of that, but those powder coated parts definitely need to be final size drilled because of the powder coating. Let's see, once that is all done, deburring and then getting into deburring all of the holes along the spar, and then we'll get into countersinking that reinforcement fork, which by the way is completely symmetrical, so which side you put the countersinks on is not as important as the fact that you do countersink it. And then when you place it in the spar channel, obviously, place it the right way. so you don't have to do all of this twice. Yeah, I think that what we'll find out here is that this portion of the day went a little bit more quickly than I had anticipated. So yeah, having all that done, scuffing, cleaning, getting ready for priming, and sort of the repetitive process that you've seen many times before, which, by the way, I'm about to get into the wings, wing rib prep. So, meh.
Well, it's still Friday, April 21st. I said that I was going to do the parts prep on the rear spar, the vertical stabilizer, and let that sit, but I actually had more time than I thought. So I was still able to give the primer a good amount of time to dry and cure. Went ahead and dimpled the spar, did the countersinking on the spar doubler, and put it all together. So the rear spar for the vertical stabilizer is now complete. I chose terrible lighting to show you this, but the brackets came in and they are fastened on, and I put the countersinks. If you remember, what I messed up before was that you have to machine countersink this doubler, this lower portion of it down here, so that it can accept the dimples in the spar for flush rivets, because this mounts to the fuselage, and I put the countersinks facing the wrong way. Anyways, it's done. The brackets are in. All the rivets are good. It's all ready to go. So I didn't roll any GoPro on this. So I figured I would just shoot a little bit with this camera as I install it on the horizontal stabilizer right there. It shouldn't take very long, so, but I will spare you the pain of doing this in real time, so I will eventually just speed up the video. Anyways, that's it. Friday, April 21st, closing up the vertical stabilizer.
First things first, attach it to the rest of the vertical stabilizer assembly, leaving every other hole open. You have to attach the ribs, the root rib and then the end rib. That's what you saw me doing there. And then getting to riveting along the spar flange itself, the skin, with the flush rivets. And you see I have the rivet puller out there because the middle spar attachment, or rather the middle rib where it attaches to the spar, those have to be blind rivets. So one side is done. Finishing it up, flip it over, do the other side. Nothing too exciting. Again, this is a much simpler assembly than really anything else in the rest of the empennage kit. And yeah, I would recommend starting with this just as a confidence builder before you get into the horizontal stabilizer. I think there were a couple of rivets that I didn't like, so drilling them out and replacing them. I'll put a link to the Metal Magic playlist down here if you want to learn more about how to do this stuff, especially getting rid of bad rivets. There you go. Feeling proud of my work. Got to get it all propped up for the gram. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.